Amazon sure got the timing wrong on a message that they sent out to their drivers warning them about dogs. Now, why is the timing wrong? Well, an Amazon driver was just recently found dead on a customer's front lawn in Missouri after apparently being attacked by dogs. And they sent out this post called Dog Awareness and Engagement. We want to help ensure you aren't surprised by our four-legged customers when en route. So be sure to check the Amazon delivery app for the paw print icon in the delivery notes, indicating you should, quote, be aware of a dog at this stop. If we know Fido is nearby, we'll add the paw print to give you a heads up. As always, contact the customer to help you with the pet or driver support in the delivery app if you can't reach the customer. I might be extending them a little bit too much goodwill in saying that it's just bad timing, but they couldn't possibly have sent this out about that and have referred to dogs as our four-legged customers so soon following a death, right? That can't be what's happening. It's gotta be a terrible coincidence. But either way, it is terrible. A sheriff apparently shot and killed both of the dogs following the killing. Sheriff Scott Childers was on the scene in Missouri, told Motherboard that the deceased male had a tremendous amount of trauma to his body consistent with canine bites. I can't say the cause of death was the dogs until we have an official autopsy report tomorrow, but it's a possibility. We knew it's a possibility. The driver had apparently delivered the package before being attacked. Now, what a lot of the drivers are saying is that obviously a lot have a problem with this message being sent out so soon after the death, but also the advice that was provided to the drivers, including like contacting the customer, making sure that they have control of the dog. Bear in mind that with every other problem that takes place on these routes, the ultimate problem is the drivers are given absolutely no time to account for anything. Okay, it would be like giving them tips on finding bathrooms so that they don't have to pee into water bottles. They can't do that because there's no time. If they see a scary dog and they have to make the determination, do I contact the owner, which might take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, they might never respond, and then I throw off my entire route and I get in trouble or possibly fired? Do I just risk the dog? That is the situation that Amazon is setting up. What Amazon drivers need is not helpful tips and tricks. What they need is compassion, empathy, and business practices and regulations that prioritize their well-being, their safety. Yasmin, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know why Amazon just can't get this right. I don't know why it's so hard for Amazon to just treat their workers like human beings. I know they've got quotas to hit and I know they've got deadlines to beat, but all of those metrics are internal. Who is Amazon even competing against anymore? They don't have any real competition in their industry. They can afford to slow down, they can afford to give their workers breaks, and they can make sure that they take steps to protect their workers in the warehouses and on their delivery route. And then of course, referring to dogs as customers is a great example of capitalism, reducing actual living creatures to dollar signs. It speaks volumes to the company's values, but it's no surprise when we're talking about Amazon, is it?
Yeah, I use Amazon, not as much as I used to, but I do use it. Can we just like turn 2-day Prime into 3-day Prime?
Yeah, people can wait. People can wait, and they will if they don't have a choice.
Yeah, I feel like that would be fine. I feel like I'm not saying that nobody has ever desperately needed something next day, but like maybe it could be 2 days so that people can go to a bathroom or have lunch or something. Like I know that we want the products, but the products don't get there except thanks to the work of people. Maybe we could shift the balance of our consideration away from the material goods and to the people who make it possible so that their lives aren't a living hell. Maybe that's something that we can start to think about. And then once we've thought about it, demand it, because Amazon is not gonna do it unless those demands are made. The only way that they're gonna make these changes, honestly, if Bernie Sanders and AOC and Katie Porter start talking about it and legislation is impending, then they might make some changes. That's the only time anything ever changes, is when they're worried about something worse being done legislatively. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.